Blank Room Soup is one of the most disturbing pieces of media ever shared online. Despite being just over a minute long, this short and silent clip has left a lasting impression on anyone who has watched it. The scene takes place in an empty, featureless room, where a man sits alone, eating soup from a large bowl. He uses an oversized spoon and appears emotionally overwhelmed, eventually breaking down in tears. The atmosphere is quiet, yet extremely uncomfortable. Behind the man, two masked figures slowly enter the frame. They wear large, cartoonish black and white costumes, resembling mascot suits. Their faces remain hidden. They do not speak. Instead, they silently place their hands on the man's shoulders and gently pat him, as if offering comfort. But the man's emotional state only worsens. This video quickly spread through forums, YouTube channels, and creepypasta websites. What made it especially haunting was the complete lack of context. No one knew who the man was, who the masked figures were, or why the video was recorded. There was no backstory, no follow-up, and no confirmed origin. Everything about the video felt like a puzzle that could not be solved. Several theories have circulated online over the years. One theory suggests that the video was part of a performance art project. Some believe it might have been connected to artistic groups known for surreal or emotionally intense public displays. One such theory links it to an artist who worked on Burning Man events and street performance, although no concrete proof supports this claim. Other viewers believe the video is not staged at all. Some have argued it might be a real act of psychological torment. In that version of the theory, the man was possibly kidnapped and forced to perform for the camera. These theories often tie the video to the deep web, claiming it was discovered on hidden sites known for sharing disturbing or illegal content. However, again, no solid evidence has ever confirmed this. Because no one has claimed responsibility for the video, and no participants have ever been identified, it has remained a complete mystery. The man in the video has never been recognized, and the masked figure's costumes have never been traced to any known brand or character. This lack of information fuels the continued fear and fascination. To this day, the video has not been removed or forgotten from the internet. It continues to circulate on YouTube and mystery forums years after it was originally discovered. For many, it is the perfect example of why some internet content is so unnerving. It shows how something so simple can become terrifying when it is stripped of context, explanation, and resolution. Cicada 3301 is the name given to a series of complex online puzzles that appeared across the internet starting in 2012. These puzzles quickly became famous for their depth, mystery, and global scale. They are widely considered to be the most elaborate and well-designed puzzles ever shared online. Despite being over a decade old, the full purpose and origin of the puzzles remains unknown. The first Cicada 3301 puzzle appeared on January 4th, 2012. It was posted on 4chan, and the message included a simple line of text in white font on a black background. It said they were looking for quote-unquote highly intelligent individuals, and that a hidden message was embedded in the image. From there, participants quickly discovered that the image contained hidden data using a method called steganography. This led to a series of increasingly difficult tasks involving classic ciphers, digital forensics, literature, historical references, and real-world locations. One of the first major clues pointed participants toward a Caesar cipher linked to the Roman Emperor Tiberius Claudius Caesar. The solution led to a link which contained another image with hidden information. Decoding the data revealed a phone number. Calling the number played a pre-recorded message. It congratulated the caller and gave instructions involving 3 prime numbers. When multiplied together and followed by a .com, they led to a new website. The site contained a countdown clock and an image of a cicada. When the countdown ended, the site displayed a list of GPS coordinates located in several countries including the United States, France, South Korea, and Poland. People who visited these locations found printed posters featuring the cicada symbol and QR codes. These codes linked to even more puzzles. Participants who made it to the final stages received private invitations. Not long after, the group posted a final message saying they had found the people they were looking for. The website was then shut down. On January 4th, 2013, exactly 1 year later, a new Cicada 3301 puzzle appeared. This time, the image was digitally signed using a PGP signature to prove its authenticity. The second round included more advanced cryptography, similar puzzle themes, and again, physical clues posted around the world. However, there was no known public statement about the final results. The following year, on January 4th, 2014, a third puzzle was released. This one introduced something new. It was a runic book called Liber Primus, meaning first book in Latin. The book had 73 pages of encrypted writing and symbolic artwork. Only a small portion has ever been decoded, and the rest remains unsolved. The last verified activity from Cicada 3301 occurred in April 2017. A pastebin message signed with the group's official PGP key warned followers to avoid fake messages and to always verify sources. Since then, there has been no confirmed communication. Several fake puzzles and imitators have emerged, but none have been verified as genuine. There is still no clear answer about who created Cicada 3301 or why. Some believe it was the work of a government agency like the NSA or MI6. Others think it was a secret group of privacy advocates or cryptography experts recruiting like-minded people. A few believe it was just a very advanced art project. What is certain is that some people who reached the final stages said they were asked philosophical questions about censorship, freedom of information, and individual rights. Some of them claim they worked on private encryption projects afterward, including something called CAKES, which stood for Cicada Anonymous Key Escrow System. Today, Cicada 3301 is remembered as one of the internet's greatest mysteries. For many, the most intriguing part is that no official explanation has ever surfaced. The puzzle simply stopped, and no one knows if it ever truly ended. The mystery of Lake Quiet Pills began on Reddit in 2009 and has since grown into one of the most heavily debated internet puzzles. What started as a Reddit user's death announcement evolved into a web of hidden messages, military references, and international speculation. Although the core of the mystery centers around a now-defunct website, it continues to attract researchers and conspiracy theorists. The story began on July 17, 2009, when a Reddit user named Religion of Peace made his final post. He had a long history of commenting on topics like firearms, military service, and web security. That same day, another Reddit user with the name 2-6 posted a message stating that Religion of Peace, also referred to as Milo, had passed away at the age of 79. According to the post, Milo had served in the military and lived in an apartment near a shopping mall in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The post mentioned plans to spread his ashes and rehome his cat, giving the impression of a close friendship between the two accounts. Interest spiked when users began exploring links shared by Religion of Peace in previous comments. One of these led to LakeCityQuietPills.com, a domain described as this old guy's image host. On the surface, the website was an image board used to store and share provocative or controversial images from Reddit. However, users discovered that the website contained hidden elements embedded in its HTML code. These hidden sections included job postings and cryptic phrases that suggested the site had a much different purpose. The hidden messages appeared to be job listings for private contractors. They contained phrases such as immediate need, fluent Korean, no papers, no problems, informed group 8 to 10, single op, deliv bonus. Another entry referred to a gentleman's agreement insurance, implying that these were not normal freelance jobs. Some of the posts mentioned names like Shade and Angel, who seemed to act as coordinators for the operations. One of the most widely discussed entries was related to a party planned for January 19, 2010. The image said that 38 rooms had been reserved at a hotel, referred to as Marriott on 46, and that phone contact should be avoided due to security concerns. Buses were scheduled for 1:30 p.m., and the message closed by thanking everyone for their help with the last one. On the exact same date, Mahmoud al-Mabou was assassinated in a Dubai hotel. The timing and details led many to believe that the Lake City Quiet Pills website may have been connected to the event. The term Quiet Pills itself is referred to be slang for bullets, and Lake City refers to the Lake City Army ammunition plant in Missouri. The phrase was also part of a signature used by Milo on a different forum, dispensing Lake City Quiet Pills to lousy bastards in need of permanent rest since 1968. This added to the theory that the website may have served as a front for mercenary or intelligence operations. Despite the evidence, not everyone agrees on the interpretation. Some researchers believe the whole thing was a carefully constructed alternate reality game. They point out repeated spelling mistakes and style patterns that seem staged. Others believe it was a dark performance art project designed to provoke curiosity and paranoia without offering any real answers. In late 2023, efforts to archive the website were blocked when its owner requested removal from the Internet Archive's Wayback Machine. This action erased key data used by researchers and made verifying earlier claims much harder. To this day, no one has come forward to confirm the true purpose of Lake City Quiet Pills. There is no public record linking the site to any specific organization, and all information about Milo and the other users remains tied to anonymous accounts. In 2015, a strange video appeared online that quickly gained worldwide attention. The video, titled 11BX1371, was sent to a Swedish technology blog called GadgetZZ. It arrived in a mailed package containing a DVD with the title written in black marker. The person who received it, John Eric Kroblikler, described it as a really weird DVD. Although the video had been online earlier, it became widely known after the blog shared it on October 12, 2015. The title 11BX1371 was not just a random one. On the DVD was a coded string written in base 64. When decoded, it revealed a binary sequence that translated to the Spanish word muerte, which means death. The video itself is short, lasting about 2 minutes, and is in black and white. It shows a person wearing a plague doctor costume, walking slowly through an old, broken-down building. The building was later identified Zofiałka Sanatorium, located in Otwock, Poland. This place has a dark history. It was opened in 1908 as a psychiatric hospital. During World War II, it was taken over and used for terrible experiments and mass killings. It has been empty since the 1990s. The video does not have any voice or spoken words. Instead, it includes strange buzzing and hissing sounds. The person in the costume raises their fingers one by one, then 2, then 3. Text appears on the screen during this, showing codes like 07G and 06F. At one point, the person holds up their hand, which has a small blinking light that flashes in sync with the beeping sounds. Online communities, especially on Reddit, quickly began to investigate the video. People examined each frame closely and discovered hidden messages. Some messages were hidden in the sound using special tools, such as spectrograms. One message found in this way read, "You are already dead." The audio also showed disturbing images of what looked like killed victims. Some of these images matched real crime scenes, including those from the Boston Strangler case. Other secret messages were hidden using Morse code and complicated ciphers. One Morse code message, after being corrected, said "kill the president." Some location codes in the video pointed directly to the White House. Other messages talked about a spreading virus and the rise of a new world order. One warning read, "A new order is on the rise. You will join or you will fall. The virus has spread too far. It must be stopped. We will dike it at its root. 13 Annie 50, you will burn." Another message said, "Soon comes the fall, another great empire, the eagle on the horizon, join us. The eagle equals infected will spread his disease. We are the antivirus, will protect the world body." These creepy discoveries led many people to think the video might be a warning or even a bioterror threat. Others guessed that it was just a part of a marketing campaign, maybe for a show like 12 Monkeys, which also had plague-related stories and used the phrase "you are already dead." The earliest public post of the video happened on May 9th, 2015. On that day, someone on a Reddit paranormal board shared a Dropbox video and said they had found the DVD on a park bench. On the same day, a YouTube user named AETBX posted the video using the binary title that also meant muerte. That person said they had received the DVD from Spain but denied making the video. Later in December 2015, someone named Parker Warner Wright came forward, claiming to be the creator. He told the blog The Daily Dot that he released 3 copies on May 9th, 2 DVDs in Poland, and 1 digital upload to 4chan. He also uploaded it onto his YouTube channel on September 30th with the message, "Are you listening?" He later released a sequel called 11B31369, featuring the same plague doctor figure and even more secret messages. Wright claimed his video was not a threat but a piece of art. He said it was meant to be mysterious and open to interpretation. He admitted that the police had looked into it but found no danger. He also said he planned to continue the puzzle by placing USB drives in different locations, with GPS clues clues for followers to find. Still, not everything is clear. Many people believe Parker Warner Wright is not his real name. The real source of the DVDs sent to Gadget ZZ remains unknown. Since the sequel, no full explanation has been given. In the quiet corners of Reddit, one of the most perplexing internet mysteries emerged through a subreddit called r/A858 DE45 F56D9 BC9. This strange name looked like a jumble of random letters and numbers, but it was only the beginning of a deeper puzzle. The subreddit first appeared in 2011 and began posting cryptic messages, sequences of seemingly random letters, numbers, and symbols that looked like encrypted codes. These posts were made consistently, sometimes even daily, and quickly drew attention from a small group of curious users who believed it might be a code worth cracking. Reddit users soon began trying to decode the messages. Some thought they were written in hexadecimal, while others suspected ASCII encoding or base64 formats. A few even suggested steganography or obscure ciphers. As the mystery gained traction, a collaborative effort formed under a different subreddit called r/solving_8858, where users posted theories, decryption attempts, and patterns they observed. However, for years, no one could fully decode the messages. While some partial decryptions pointed to phrases like "the cake is a lie" or references to The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the deeper meaning behind the overall message remained hidden. What made the mystery even more disturbing was the secrecy behind it. The original A858 subreddit had only one moderator, whose identity was never confirmed. There was no interaction, no explanation, and no hint of purpose. The coded messages kept coming, year after year, fueling speculation. Some believed it was an alternate reality game. Others thought it might be the work of an intelligence agency testing secure communication methods. There were even wild theories suggesting the subreddit was being used to transfer illicit data under the guise of puzzles. In 2016, the mystery took another strange turn. The A858 subreddit was suddenly set to private, locking out all viewers without warning or explanation. People feared it had been shut down permanently, but in April 2021, the subreddit reopened again, posting yet another string of codes. The brief return reignited curiosity. A new string of codes appeared, but once again, there was no official response or clue about its meaning. Theories resurfaced, but no one could still crack the full message. Despite the ongoing attention, no one has taken responsibility for the A858 Reddit. Reddit itself has never commented on its origin or whether the platform had any involvement. The mystery remains unsolved. What makes it truly disturbing is the complete lack of context. No ransom, no call to action, just silence, followed by years of cryptic output. In a world where nearly everything online eventually gets explained or exposed, A858 stands out because it never did. The consistent, emotionless nature of the post, and the sheer complexity of the code suggest either a highly intelligent individual or a group with a specific hidden purpose. Until someone fully cracks the messages, or the creator steps forward, A858 will continue to exist as one of the internet's most enduring and unexplained mysteries. Sad Satan is a video game that came to public attention in June 2015. After a YouTube channel called Obscure Horror Corner posted a series of videos, claiming it had found the game on the dark web. What followed was an unsettling mixture of eerie gameplay, disturbing visuals, and growing speculation that something was deeply wrong with the game itself. The game begins in black and white, with the player moving slowly down narrow corridors, surrounded by flickering lights and shadows. There are no real goals, enemies, or weapons. Instead, the experience is psychological. The atmosphere feels haunted, with distorted audio and high-pitched screeches playing randomly. Static-filled images flash on the screen. Faces of historical figures like Adolf Hitler and child abuse victims appear suddenly. At times, reversed or heavily distorted audio clips of news broadcasts can be heard in the background, including references to child predators and disturbing crimes. What made Sad Satan even more troubling was its reported origins. The owner of Obscure Horror Corner, known only by his first name Jamie, claimed he found the game on a hidden service website on the dark web. He initially shared a link to the game's download page, but it did not lead anywhere functional. Later, he said he had removed the original file because it contained inappropriate content, possibly involving child exploitation, and replaced it with a cleaned up version. This only increased suspicion. Critics started asking whether Sad Satan was even a real dark web discovery, or if Jamie had made the game himself. Some fans believed it was a viral marketing stunt. Others thought it was a genuine digital curse, a file that could affect the user psychologically or even infect their device with malware. Either way, many agreed that the atmosphere of the game felt unusually evil. Players reported headaches, nightmares, and an overwhelming sense of discomfort even after watching just a few minutes of gameplay. As interest in the mystery grew, copies of the game began to circulate online. Some versions were harmless recreations, but others included files with explicit or illegal material. This caused major concern. Forums and websites that discussed the game were taken down. Many who downloaded or shared the files faced the risk of unknowingly possessing illegal content. Despite extensive digging, no verified creator has ever stepped forward to claim Sad Satan. The version Jamie showcased remains impossible to trace. It left people divided. Was it an art project meant to stir fear, a social experiment, or a cover for something much darker? Today, Sad Satan remains as one of the most haunting mysteries to emerge from internet folklore. Whether it was real or staged, one thing is certain. The game left a lasting psychological mark on those who encountered it, and that might have been its true purpose all along. In August 1966, the early internet community witnessed one of the first major digital enigmas, when a series of strange messages began appearing on Usenet, a decentralized network used for discussion and information sharing before modern forums existed. These posts shared an identical subject line, Markovian Parallax denigrate. The body of each message contained an extensive and seemingly nonsensical list of obscure English words, such as jitterbugging, Newtonian, invocate, morphine, and Zophialka. The text appeared disjointed, random, and lacked any coherent syntax or meaning, giving rise to speculation that they may have been generated by a rudimentary machine script or bot. At the time, Usenet was a popular forum for academics, hackers, cryptographers, and technically skilled early internet users. Despite this, even seasoned experts in computation and information theory were unable to make sense of the post. They seemed resistant to logical interpretation or decryption. Today, only one original post remains archived. That message was traced to an email address under the name Susan Lindauer. However, investigations clarify that the address belonged to a student at the University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point, who was unrelated to the journalist of the same name, who was later involved in political controversies. The student denied any involvement, and experts now believe that the sender information may have been forged. The title phrase itself sparked deeper questions. The inclusion of the word Markovian suggested a link to Markov chains, which are mathematical systems used in statistics to predict sequences. These algorithms are capable of generating text based on the probability of word combinations, and are often employed in chatbots and early language models. This led to the theory that the Usenet post might have been part of an experimental text generation project or a stochastic linguistic tool. Others speculated the messages might represent encrypted text, a form of coded communication akin to Cold War number stations. Another group believed the messages were the work of a prankster looking to confuse and disrupt online discussions with incoherent spam. Interest in the mystery resurfaced in 2012 when journalist Kevin Morris published an in-depth investigation through the Daily Dot. His research led back to the same student email address, but provided no further clarity, reinforcing the belief that the original identity was hidden or spoofed. Other researchers began analyzing the posting patterns and headers associated with the messages. Several messages appeared to come from European hosts with altered or inconsistent header paths. Some theories proposed that keywords like Markovian and denigrate were used as bait words, allowing the original poster to track or filter their own messages among the Usenet traffic using keyword-based sorting tools. One contributor on Reset Era observed that messages varied across newsgroups. For instance, in groups like Alt-Religion Christian Boston Church, the subject phrase was present in the header, but absent from the message body, indicating a potentially deliberate pattern used to manipulate how newsreaders displayed content. Despite extensive research by cryptographers and programmers, no explanation has ever been confirmed. No message has been decoded. No originator has ever stepped forward. Today, the Markovian Parallax denigrate is considered a landmark case in the history of internet mysteries. Whether it was an early experiment in artificial intelligence, a prank, or a cipher that remains unsolved, it continues to stand as one of the oldest and most intriguing unexplained phenomena of the online world. The internet is filled with strange domains, but few have created as much confusion and speculation as Mortis.com. For years, this now defunct website was at the center of numerous theories, ranging from secret government operations to cult activity and even supernatural speculation. What made Mortis.com so intriguing was not just its content, but the complete lack of clarity surrounding its purpose, ownership, and sudden disappearance. The website first began attracting attention in the early 2000s. Its homepage was simple yet unsettling. Visitors were greeted with nothing more than a blank screen and a white input box asking for a password. There were no menus, no contact information, and no decryption of what the site was for. If you did not have the password, you could not proceed. That alone was enough to spark online discussion boards, Reddit threads, and YouTube videos attempting to decode its function. People began digging into the site's domain registration and backend files, hoping to find clues. The earliest versions of Mortis.com found through the Wayback Machine revealed very little. At one point, it redirected users to a site called Sadville, which was filled with creepy images and distorted sounds. Some claim that the images appeared to be abandoned homes, old dolls, and eerie landscapes. Others said they heard whispers or static-like voices when exploring the site. Because the word mortis is Latin for death, it added a dark flavor to the entire mystery. Conspiracy theories suggested it could be a portal for the dark web, or a hub for underground networks, perhaps involving illegal content. Others speculated it could be connected to an art project, alternate reality game, or a psychological experiment testing user behavior. Some Reddit users said that after attempting to access the site multiple times, they started receiving strange emails or phone calls. While there was no proof to support these claims, the idea of a haunted or cursed website became part of the legend. These personal anecdotes helped amplify the mythos, even though none of them were verifiable. Adding to the confusion, the domain was quietly taken offline sometime around 2008. After that, it bounced between different registrars and remained inactive. Nobody officially claimed ownership of the site, and no credible explanation was ever offered for its existence. The only concrete information came from old domain records, which listed a placeholder name and contact that seemed to be fake or outdated. Since then, Mortis.com has turned into a digital ghost story. It represents how the internet can blur the lines between fact and fiction. Without clear evidence or official explanations, people fill in the blanks with their own theories. Today, Mortis.com remains a prime example of how a lack of information can generate endless curiosity. Its simplicity, secrecy, and disappearance combine to create one of the internet's most memorable unsolved mysteries. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you learned something, make sure to leave a like. Comment down below your thoughts on any of the internet mysteries I discussed in this video, and subscribe if you would like to see a part 2 or more videos like this one. Thank you again, and goodbye.